Hey guys, don't know if the internet's going to be working real good, so we're about to find out.
We just rebooted it.
We got a new background for you. I think it's kick-ass.
I do too.
But
some unfortunate circumstance befell me just before we came live. I was taking a bite of this meat and rice thing that we made for dinner. You ever had it when you accidentally inhale at just the right time and you can't figure out which part it's in, whether it's, you know what I mean? You know it's got to come out. So if I have to cough too bad, I'll step aside. I'm hoping in a second it'll work itself out, right?
you know what I just noticed? This number 22.
Go ahead.
You okay, baby?
I got it.
She got it. This number 22 shirt, this is my two military veteran suicide awareness. 22 veterans kill themselves every day. And I think the first time I wore this, I was doing a car vlog.
I know where
about 4 years ago or so. So anyway.
No, give me 30 seconds. That's all I need. I just don't want to make this.
Mandi is losing the battle to a piece of food that got caught in her nose. So all is well.
Okay.
Here she comes. So anyway, she's been working hard the last day and a half on changing the background for the holidays. What do y'all think?
It's still a work in progress. We're on some data. Are we back? I turned the Wi-Fi off. Are we back? Yes.
I had to reset my whole phone.
Are we live? Do you see us? Do you love us? Okay, cool. We're back. I put it on data. So hopefully that keeps it okay. If the internet stabilizes, I'll try reconnecting it. But if not, this is what we're gonna do. Hey, AC, Pink Life, Karen. Oh, look, there's ATX Tomahawk. How are you?
Hey, guys. I said, hey, ATX Tomahawk.
Stitching will be happy to hear this. I did our handles.
Oh, yeah.
And they were still available, so nobody got our handles.
So the handle stealer did not get ATX
I don't
Tomahawk.
think so. No, and yours too. So if I did it correctly, I'm going to secure this, guys.
All right.
And then the colored lights blink and twinkle, but I need to let it go to tell me if that's distracting or not, because I can count on her to let me know.
I think that, well, the comments that I've been reading is that people like it.
Good. It's very, very good. It's important that you like our backdrop and that I don't have ground beef.
I mean,
in my sinuses.
I'm not trying to laugh at you, baby.
I'm going to have to get a ponytail holder because as I coughed and sputtered, I knocked all of my curls out of place.
So, you know, like right before we came on, we got a little bite to eat, and Mandi swallowed it and it went down the wrong, you know, it's kind of like up her nose a little bit. So that's what she's trying to fix that. But single dad life. Hey, Levi Lace Lover, my pink life. Hey, Trash Panda. Trash Panda, no trouble from you today. You're not getting in trouble. Hey, Yoga Pants. Haven't seen Yoga Pants in a while.
Okay.
Khaki, hey.
For better or for worse.
Hey.
The beach waves are put up.
That's fantastic. Yeah. How come, like, all I got to do is sleep on my hair, like, and it's crazy. And if I don't fix it, I'll come in, like, look, so I just had the hat on. You gals know how to just fix your hair in, like, a minute.
No, not so much.
Well, you just did that. It looks really good.
Thank you, baby.
All right.
Okay, so how many people? We have 25 in here because I want to announce something so cool. Yeah,
20.
we're going to have to work on that.
Yeah.
I can always tie it like that.
I'll just make it long enough so it hits the ground and it'll spin.
We have a fishing weight on it. Elk hunting for 10 days. Heck yes.
She's an elk hunting widow for 10 days. Woohoo.
Oh, her hubby's gone. Elk are good meat, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of it though. I mean, like, I had a buddy in Kansas who got his elk, and he was like, y'all bring your coolers, everybody bring your coolers. There's like 10 of us that he invited over. Because once they dressed it, after they dressed the elk, it was like 400 pounds, 350 pounds or something like that. It was
sweet.
I like elk meat. Not a lot of people do. It's gamey. It's a lot like venison, but there's no fat in it when you fry it up. I liked it, but it's not for everybody.
Can you make chicken fried elk?
You can make chicken fried elk. You can make elk jerky. You can elk jerky. So anyway,
so here is the thing. Sean is opening a P.O. box tomorrow.
That's it. It's over. It's over between the two of us.
No, but the reason he's doing it is because we are going to hang a little clippy clip light thing up here, a couple of them, and we are going to do card for card Christmas card exchange.
Yay.
So I've got plenty of them. If you send us the card, and I'll give you the P.O. box number, we will send one back. And I know some people have, like, they get worried when they send, like, their address or whatever. And you can look at our past. Sean and I, you could literally say that I like to pleasure donkeys in the closet, and we're not going to dox your address.
Yeah.
We just don't.
Yeah.
So anyway, but it's up to you. Now, we would do the home address, but the reason we're not is because Sean, thank you. Sean, of course, works there. And it's easy for him to check it. And sometimes, well, you also know all of the drivers, and they're going to be like, what are all these? And you're going to be like, their car. But anyway, we are going to do that. Just the wish list is still connected to this address. It doesn't tell you what the address is when you buy something with it. We'll leave that as it is right now. But yeah, so we have actually like 3 different designs, but this is one of them. I checked the glitter integrity, like when you take it out, how much glitter, because I know a lot of people don't like glitter cards, like with embellishments. There's not too much. But if you're like, I don't want that stuff anywhere near us, I have cards, chicken cards that don't have glitter. What do y'all think?
Y'all want to do Christmas
curious.
Cards?
And then we'll have that little thing. I'm going to put this up there in a second. We're going to have
I've got to get through this Red Bull too, and then I'll be on one.
We'll have one of those little strings that have the lights and the clips, and we'll hang your cards up behind us.
Yay.
You like it?
Yay. Single Dad Life says yes.
Okay. So yeah, so I'm super excited about that. It came to me today. Hey, yoga. It's positive. It's interactive. You send us one, we give you one. It's all.
I like it.
I came it up with it today. Last night I was tired, you guys.
She was.
So briefly, and then I went down a rabbit hole, not in our community, in a different, well, it wasn't even a community, night before last. I was kind of texting with Karen at the same time. This, I'm not going to go into details. Some people, might think that's a downer, but this
Reese's
recommendation came up for me to watch this thing about this guy it was about, medically assisted, life taking. And so I watched it, and it got me thinking about ethical dilemmas and how doctors what is the limit? Because in Holland, you can do it if you have mental illness that you can't control, you're allowed to do it. So I went through kind of a myriad of emotions but I stayed up all night is the long and the short of it, night before last. And I'm real good about making my bed when I get out of bed. So I got up and made my bed and was like, let's start the day. I shouldn't have. I was so tired.
So I got home from work and she was out. She comes walking in, and it's literally, she opened the door and she looked at me and she goes, I've already canceled the live. I'm so tired.
I said I changed it to tomorrow.
Yeah, or something like that. And gave me a little hug, a little peck on the cheek, and walked straight into bed and climbed into bed. And
about 6:30 or so.
Something like that. It might even been a little later.
So just like old times we do.
So she laid there, and I watched TV, watched sports. I have NBA League Pass, so I like the Dallas Mavericks. So I watched the Dallas Mavericks, and she laid right here.
Thank you.
It is just like old times.
It is. Someone worked for the
Reese's. I saw that though.
The Swedish mail system. Hey, Jane.
Reese's has 3 14-hour shifts this weekend.
Oh,
Yikes.
Lord. Hey, Karen. Heading to Tractor Supply for cards. Very cool. And like I said, we'll probably show the cards on here. Not like the address, obviously, but
And Karen, I did see your comment. We were talking about elk. She says, we cut and wrap our own. Of course you do.
Of course Karen does.
Of course.
I'm going to get that other thing that I got.
Okay.
You know which one I'm talking about?
The one that's over there?
Yeah. Or should I keep it as a surprise?
You can show them.
Okay.
I'm always getting up and grabbing stuff and showing people.
I know.
So.
This chicken hanging off right here, I'll take a picture of.
So, this is for the front yard. So Mandi, this is how Mandi, she starts texting me, and I'm like, she's like, I see this thing. I'm interested in it. I want us to go to Tractor Supply, and you tell me what you think about it. And I'm in the truck doing this. I'm in the mail truck in the big 2-ton today because I had to go pick something up. And then it turns into, she tells me the price, and then inevitably she'll just go, I want it, send me some money. So this is it, but I think it's really cool.
Hold on. Can you see it?
Yeah, lift here. Why don't I lift it and you talk about it? Is that good like that?
Yes. So they're chickens. There's a rooster, a hen, and a little baby one. And they're yard lights. Pull it down a bit. Like that.
I got it. Go ahead.
Well, no, that's all I wanted to say.
What do y'all think?
And then,
so that's going to go in the front yard.
And I have an outdoor Christmas tree that we haven't put up yet. I'm going to put that right next to the chicken coop and put the little chickens in front of it. And put Christmas lights on the chicken coop.
These chickens are going to be in there going.
They need to know Christmas.
They do need. It'll be their first Christmas.
Yeah, you should have seen us today. One of our Brahmas must have gotten poked in the eye or something. Not bad. There's no wounds or anything, but she was kind of keeping it closed a little bit. So Sean and I are chasing this Brahma around so we can get a good look at it. And this Brahma's like, leave me the hell alone.
Yeah, because it was kind of sitting in the corner, and when chickens get sick, and they kind of sit there with their eyes shut, kind of puffed up, and so I was freaking out that
I think
one of the Brahmas was sick. They're what, July? We got them, so June, July,
yes,
August,
Jane,
September,
we
October.
do. You didn't get a notification, let it go? They better send you, because we were talking about we need your final okay on the way the lights look. Single Dad Life thinks it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea too. So we have 4 eggs now.
Yes, so since it looked like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, it looks like Monday was the first one. So every day for the last 4 days, we've had an egg. So there's now 4 in there. We haven't fetched them yet.
I put a dot on with a Sharpie. I put a dot on each of the 4 of them. We're going to let her sit with those. But the rest we're going to take.
So she is a red.
Okay, Karen.
She is a brown ISA, the hen, and our rooster is a Rhode Island red. And I've heard that those, the Rhode Island red and the brown mix is a really good bird. And it appears that they are an item.
Yeah.
So Tiny used to not be interested in any of them, and he used to shoo, Tiny being the rooster, everybody away from him. He didn't like anyone in his space. He took care of everybody, but he didn't like anyone in his space. Now the brown ISA red.
Okay, I can do that.
And what did we name that one?
Reba.
I liked Reba. You had a different name.
I like Rosie, and I also liked since we have Sawyer Brown. I liked Molly Brown.
Molly Brown.
Yeah, I like.
She is the one
Miss
survivor
Christy.
from the very first group that we got. So she's about 8 months old, maybe 8.5.
And she's laying.
And she's laying eggs. But also, and I don't know, maybe somebody can tell me, like the rooster was never really receptive to any of them. And now that she's laying eggs, they kind of pal around together. So is it because...
And roost together.
And they roost together now. He used to not let anyone around him. Is it, which came first? The chicken or the egg? Is it, so what I mean is like, which came first? That she started laying eggs and he's now sort of taking her on, or he started taking her on and therefore she laid eggs? I don't know which it is.
It's a good question. But the other interesting thing is, score another one for the ladies. Not only does he now let her in his area, but if they're going around pecking at things or whatever.
At him the whole time.
Yeah, well, she'll be doing whatever, and he'll either get something that she wanted off the ground or do whatever, and she'll go, and he goes, and he backs up a little bit.
It used to be that if anyone tried
she
to
bitches at him.
Yeah, if anybody tried to take anything from him, he'd go after them, any of them.
No, I
But
don't
now,
think so, Jane.
But now, yeah, he's very sort of submissive to her.
It's hilarious. I'm going to
pretty
get it on video because and you know what, doesn't take very much for her to get her point across. And then sometimes he'll turn around. We haven't seen him, Christy. We have not seen them doing anything together.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, that's right.
But then when he gets tired of her bullshit, he'll turn around and be like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah," walking away. And she's like, and she goes right back to what she's doing. And then sure enough, he turns around and comes back. She's like, when you're done pouting, I'll be right here.
But it's super cool. And really, she's the only one that's old enough to lay eggs. So it kind of makes sense. So I'm wondering what's going to happen when the other ones they're still about a month out, and it's going to be pretty cold when they're able to lay eggs. And sometimes chickens don't lay as much while they're in the cold. So I'll be interested to see how he is with the rest of them when they're old enough to lay eggs.
If it's a communal thing, or if that's his girl, or.
But they have said that there is like a head hen of the pecking order.
She even today, Sean, he had like fuzz and stuff on him from whatever. She even picked a piece of fuzz up, and I was like,
no, we can't have you walking around.
She's even like preening him. She's like, look, if you're gonna roll with me, you got to look a certain way. But he needs to go quit hanging out with the neighbors in the morning. She and him go over there and get under the guy's car. And
got a nice Mustang.
He's a super nice guy, likes Ellie, but I think Tiny, and he doesn't like Tiny. I don't think the other ones are so much, but Tiny. So Sean chases him off the first time.
So when I'm going to work, so I let them out of the cage at about 7:30. 7:30 in the morning, I let them out, and they kind of hang out for a second, and then they take off. They take off, and the last like 2 or 3 mornings, they're going into the neighbor's yard, which I wouldn't think is so bad, but he cock-a-doodle-doos when he gets over there. So
it's loud too.
I mean,
Dad's life has all kinds of animals, ducks and everything.
Really?
At the end of the day, so I bet it's nice to be with women who put so much love and care into the holidays and every day. Well, what's cool? Thank you, first of all. But
never had it this
good. This will be our 3rd Christmas together, or 4th.
Let's see, 1920. It's our 4th together.
Wow, it's our 4th Christmas together.
I also love it that I remember dates better. That stuff I think
he's good about.
We've
built up a collection of ornaments over the years. Even the few years that we've been together, we have fishing ornaments. We have now we're getting chicken ornaments, and so it's instead of taking flight and not leaving with anything, like we have like.
Where are my new ornaments? I'm getting them.
We have a collection. I think it's in the.
They're here. A couple of them are here.
Either that or they're back in the guest bedroom. But anyways. So, it's like we have stuff together. I mean, we have stuff together, but then we have stuff like, you take it out and you go, oh, remember when we got this and whatever. And do you remember when anyway, that's cool. That's something that is neat when you start building those memories and those collections together. It's super cool. He's going to show you his ornaments. I opened my front door this morning and saw 2 squirrels getting it on. I never saw anything like it before in real life, only on TV. I've never seen squirrels getting it on. That's crazy. And it's winter time. Did your ducks fly single dad life when they get... I hope they did the whoopee. If that's why I put a dot on the 4 eggs. We'll see if any of those hatch. But beyond that, the ones without the dots, we are going to eat. Because, I mean, I can't let, 10 chickens hatch or whatever. There's just not.
I put them in my room.
There's
the Georgia helmet.
There's a tied bag.
Yeah, but those have the Sasquatch ones in there.
I don't know where you put it. Would probably find it before you would, though. He's not a good looker for a thing.
I'll find it. I found the army one, though.
You did show them the one with the Bigfoot. We already showed that one.
Yeah, I know.
Look, he's like, do they fly? Like, when a predator comes near, do they fly? He says his ducks bang the chickens, too. Is that true? Dad Life, are you trolling? Do ducks bang the chickens?
Do what?
Will ducks bang the chickens?
Sometimes I've heard that they'll try.
Oh.
They'll try.
That's an example of something that is, I believe you, only for pleasure purposes, because they're not even the same species. Right? I mean, you can't, it's not for procreation.
Well, I can't find. I got a Georgia football helmet, but I couldn't find it. But I got this Army one, and then on the back is the Army song. So yeah, I think it is pretty cool because, like Mandy said, we started over.
Yeah.
I mean, so our fourth Christmas, and every year we kind of get like 8 or 9 more
Collective
ornaments or whatever.
The one
So-
last year, remember the Christmas video we made last year that everyone thought it was like professional? Like your parents, like when we zoomed in and out on the ornaments? It's somewhere back on this page. We did like a little Christmas thing last year with our ornaments.
But you have a really good fuckery program, so you can.
I do. Christy said that, hey Arlene, Christy said squirrels were getting it on outside the front door. I've never seen that.
I bet they sound weird. So, Mandy, like I'd mentioned before, I didn't have the November, December chicken magazine. So, Mandy, like the awesome spouse that she is, the wife, the other half of my heart, went and got it for me today. So,
What Tractor Supply? I
so
had to
once
go and
again, I go to the middle of it and I grab this card that I always say I'm gonna fill out, and I'm gonna subscribe to Chicken Magazine. I never do, but maybe I will this time.
I think you should. For a while, his parents' National Geographic was accidentally coming to our house because of like a mail forwarding glitch. And finally, they were like, you have our magazines? And Sean was like,
I love National Geographic.
yeah, I got them.
And I was like, you don't think that's junk mail, right? And they're like, no.
No, we want our National Geographic.
So what my parents have done, because when we moved out and moved here, I did the forwarding wrong.
Night recess.
You would think, Reese's, get some sleep. I know you got a long weekend of work coming up. So we'll be here for you. Tune in if you get a break, and we'll catch up with you.
Thank you, Stewie.
What's up, Stewie? How's H-Town? You holding it down, man?
I've heard Amazon has the best yearly subscriptions for cheap. I've heard that. I saw Stewie. Stewie, where did I see you tonight? Where were we? Paul, was it Paula's chat? It had to be. I wasn't anywhere else.
I know what I wanted to ask Stewie. What do you think of Jake Paul? How do you think about him as a fighter? I mean, what's your opinion of that? I know that you watch the fight game, you watch MMA and boxing and stuff. What's your take on the dude? Legit, or he hasn't fought anybody yet? What do you think?
Has he fought anybody? Nobody?
Well, he fought Anderson Silva, who's an MMA legend. I mean, just like,
oh wow.
you know, he would be pound for pound probably one of the top maybe 20 or 30 fighters ever. But it's different when you put the gloves on and you can't grapple and fight and all that. So
with the lady ones that we've watched, they beat the snot out of each other.
yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I'm like, oh my God.
I got Mandy watching some MMA, and she likes watching the girls fight.
They'll like,
You know.
their eye will be swollen closed, the ear will be bleeding, and I'm like, well, you know, but I mean, I guess to each his own.
Yup.
You can do whatever you want, right?
You
Poke
can't.
eyes.
You can't gouge their eyes. You can't fish hook them. Like you can't go in the mouth
Okay,
and grab
Christy,
them.
we'll do that. That's awesome.
But really, there's not. I mean, I don't know all the rules, but
Can you elbow and all kinds of crap?
oh yeah, all that stuff. The whole idea is to knock them out or get them to quit. You know.
Stewie thinks that's funny. I mean, the girls are. I mean, I've watched the guys
She-
too, but
she
the
does.
girls are like, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, she likes watching it. But.
I do.
So what's up with Jake Paul? Is he?
Jake Paul's pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good. We've got to give him more credit. He puts in the work, and you know, I didn't order this fight last Saturday. I was gonna.
How long did it last?
It went the distance,
Oh, it did.
but he outpointed him, and he did knock Silva down. I've seen the highlights of it.
Thank you, Stewie.
I'd like to see him fight a fighter. You know, like someone that's in the game. You know. I don't know what it would take, you know, contract-wise to fight a guy that's like in the top 20, you know, like maybe from 10 to 20 in his weight, maybe someone like that.
I think the Ace Family guy, didn't he fight Bryce Harper or something?
No.
When
Yeah,
Bryce Harper?
she was asking me about the Ace Family dude, and he got
Yes,
no,
Christy.
it was who did he got knocked out both times, right?
Like within seconds. Yeah.
He got beat up both times, but anyway, he's not a real fighter.
He's not a real fighter. Hey, Stewie, We just talked about this Christmas card exchange we're doing. So this is what you're gonna do, Stewie. He would never do. You send us one, and we send you one.
We want one for every account that you've had taken down. So,
can you imagine?
Yeah.
Stewie, and all we think he's in Houston and everything. And we finally get a hold of his
he's
address.
like right
he's
over here in Atlanta.
or something.
He's in Atlanta.
But we won't dox y'all's stuff.
I work with him or something. I just never knew it.
You never knew it. Sean's off on Saturday, which is good.
Georgia, Tennessee.
Yeah, that's why.
Who
they
was
probably
it that
let
you were
off.
over in Paula's chat and someone asked?
It was maniacal.
Yeah, so I'm a big Georgia guy. You guys know that. Defending national champions. Tennessee has beaten Alabama this year already, and they beat Alabama in Tennessee. So when the playoff rankings came out, Tennessee is number 1 and Georgia's 3.
Oh wow!
But they're coming to Athens. I feel real good about the game in Athens. You know, if we were playing in Tennessee, I think it'd be more even. But I think in Athens, Georgia's. I mean, I'm pretty confident that Georgia's going to win. But Georgia fans, we have gotten used to winning.
I hope they do.
We have gotten used to winning. It used to be for years we were, a top 5 team, but we could never beat Alabama. Well, we beat them last year, and we haven't lost in a couple of years. So,
but this isn't.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to see. Oh, hold
we
on.
missed it. Who sent it?
Thank you, Christy.
Christy, thank you.
I appreciate it. That's awesome. Very sweet.
We appreciate y'all.
Now I can get the other
So,
chicken. Oh, look, we're all taking our glasses off.
I
was gonna. Are the tickets sold out for the game?
to the Georgia game.
Yeah.
Georgia, they got to be about $600-700 a piece.
To sit where you can see, or
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I could look it up, but I am off, aren't I? It'd be a zoo in Athens, though.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd kind of like to watch it on my TV here with you.
There would be a lot of intoxicated college students,
Yeah.
right?
And Tennessee and Georgia don't like each other. The fans don't like each other. It'd probably get pretty nasty.
Yeah.
So, and
There's
I'm
always-
old now, so
There's always next time. It would take you too long to recover if you had to get into a fight. Ah!
Who's look?
What?
I'm looking at Stewie, and he's straight up menace.
He changed his name again.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Hey, everybody. Anyway,
So we have Sean, you said that the brooder that we have is one of the
so I
good
was looking
ways
at.
to heat our chicken.
Yeah, I was looking at in Chicken Magazine, right? So I was looking at they had, safer ways to keep the chicken coop warm during the winter, instead of having a heat lamp, which is the conventional way, and running it, a heat lamp, anything can hit the heat lamp and catch on fire. The lamp itself can come down, and it's in with wheat straw, so it would, would go up, it would kill your flock. So the article was about, safer ways, and one of them was actually the heater brooder that we have. They said it was one of the safer ways to do it, and that made me feel good, like a decent chicken farmer now,
Oh, Sean and Christy said, did you get yours too?
Oh, well, I'd be on this phone.
Take a look.
Christy,
Thank you.
thank
That's
you so
sweet.
much.
I'm hoarse now from coughing all that
I'm gonna look.
dry ground
gonna
beef
look.
up or whatever.
So what that really means, if I got mine too, it's just like Mandi gets them both. I'm just
No,
kidding.
he
Playing.
buys cards with it. What about our body arsenic angel?
Yeah, I'll give a little bit of attention to that. So, where I've come from. I've taken a lot of hate, and there's a lot of trolls that used to tweet about me and everything. So I looked up. I don't even really want to talk about it, really.
You don't want to?
No, I mean, I looked up a person that was giving Mandi some attention because people were saying, have you seen this? And sending Mandi these tweets. Have you seen this person? Have you seen that person? So finally, when I was at lunch, I gave it a little attention. I looked at this person's Twitter, and I'm like, man, this is somebody that doesn't really have any followers. So even when they're tweeting things, the message doesn't even get out. So the only attention that it gets are the attention
Thank
that we
you.
give it.
Thank you,
So,
Christy.
and that's all I'll say about it. This is the person that's tweeting this stuff out is claims to have been around a long time, and if they have, they're just not very good. You know, I mean, I don't understand it.
Until he went and looked at it, I did not know that they had been tweeting about me as much as they had, because I never know. I never pay attention to that stuff. But it was funny because Sean was like, the troll, it's pretty bad when a troll gets triggered. So not only are they a troll account, but you know, they have the comments on whatever, and by the end they've posted something. They're clearly triggered. You can't get triggered if you're a troll. You have to hide that you're triggered.
I got it, Christy. Thank you.
Thank you, Christy, for real. But
because this person, the thing that got me a little bit interested in looking it up is, I guess someone sent me a copy of a tweet where they were trying to tell us, you know, trying to verify how far back in the community, you know, they were, and you know, and they were going back to the days of like Shar and different people like that. This years ago, 5-6 years ago. And so then I look at the Twitter handle and I look at, you know, their following, and I'm like, there's no way. If you went back that far, you're a terrible troll. And I just said, don't worry about this person, because first of all, they get triggered easy. I can tell by the comments.
I can't be worried about someone I don't even know.
And the biggest thing that I want to thank y'all about is when they try to call me out or call us out for something, y'all are in their chat, in their comments, to having our back, and we appreciate that. There's more comments of y'all having our back than against us, so that's really cool. And that's really all. And I don't want to give you the specific name, because Mandi brought up a good point. It says if you advertise them and give the name, then people that don't know what's going on will go over and look at it and give them attention. So we're just not even going to say the name. See, it's a good piece of OG advice right there. If you're being dragged by somebody, or somebody's giving you a hard time, what they want you to do is to do a stream where you call out the name and then you drag them back, and then everybody goes, wow, I didn't know about this, and then they go over and give them attention. So we're not going to do that.
Nope.
That's how that works.
I was gonna show them my coins, but I guess I should
get them.
Yeah, Christy, you're right about that. Who he is. You're right on.
Yeah, a lot of y'all have that opinion, and
you can't.
If I'm not looking at it objectively and I'm trying to be subjective, yeah. I mean, this is a person that cycles a lot and is just not really wants to be in the drama, but isn't really good in the drama because they just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to build a channel, and so yeah. A couple of y'all had suggested it's a he, but I'm like, it doesn't matter who it is, because they don't even have enough following to even, like, they aren't in anybody's feed. They have like 80 followers, which is fine if you have 80 followers, but if you're trying to get attention to drag somebody, you want to have enough people where you're in their feeds. This person just is not a very good troll. I mean, I've had 2 or 3 Twitter troll accounts through this last few years, and it's easy to put 500 or 600 followers on a Twitter account just by doing certain things. And this person doesn't know how to do that. Now, if you're only using Twitter every once in a while, there's nothing wrong with not having any followers. But if you're trying to use it to put somebody on blast, drag them, or call them out, you need to build the following. This person really doesn't have that. So they're really no threat. Moving on.
Okay, so I have these, when I get the coins for various years of sobriety, I have the coin from AA, but I also get.
Hey, Paula.
My sponsor usually gets me a like a commemorative coin or whatever. I was just gonna show you the cool one I got this year, but I can't even cut the thing open to show. You see what I'm saying? It's stuck in there. Yeah, but this one.
You want me I can just open it up, right, babe?
Yeah, just completely open it up.
Yeah, it's not like it's a protective
The
container.
first year, I just have the standard chip from AA, this one. Hey, Paula. And it has the, what's on my thumb? Oh, my lipstick's on my thumb. It's got recovery, unity, and service right there. And then, so there's that one. But then for my second year, this is my commemorative one that I got. It's got, same deal. Look at I got lipstick all over my hands. like that. And then this one is legit. They used poker chips way back in the day. That's how they did it. But this one looks like a poker chip, but it's 2 years. And
yes, Miss Christie, I think there's a few of you who think you figured it out, and maybe you have. But if it is who I think it is, yeah, you would be right about that comment.
We're all whores, Dior's. Okay.
I'm a man whore, y'all, like Deuce Bigelow.
I'd be like, it's just not that serious. But you can be my whore.
There's a double standard about that isn't right, but I mean
Someone said it's misogynistic.
Yeah, I mean, but like if you're a dude, it just doesn't sound right when you call another dude a whore. You know?
It sounds
Isn't that weird?
Sounds like you might have been interested in the dude if you
I mean, you certainly have some contempt, but I mean, it is a double standard, and I don't like double standards, you know, but if I never really heard of another guy just coming up to a guy and just saying you're just a man whore.
Men
That's all
can
you
be
are.
whores too.
You're a whore, and it's like, okay, so I'm a whore. You know, it's different.
My whore's Dior's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Okay, so then this one is for 5 years right here.
It just hits different.
Right here, the commemorative one for 5 years. You see, and it's got you can see the 5, and then. How come I can't read that? How come I don't have it memorized?
Oh, I don't know.
I really can't. I thought it was the Serenity Prayer, but I don't think it is.
It says, a sober woman of grace and dignity.
Oh, how cool is that?
Mm-hmm.
A sober woman of grace and dignity. My sponsor hooked it up.
A sober woman that is loved
and then
by this sober man.
I could show you all of them, but I'm going to show you this last one that I have. It's in this container right here. But the one that this was my desire chip. For those of you who know, when you decide to throw in the towel and quit drinking on your first meeting, or if you're coming back after like a slip or whatever, you pick up a desire chip. And it's also called a 24-hour chip, but you don't have to be sober for 24 hours. It's just a desire to stop drinking. And then this is the blue one. This is a 1-year one. I might have already shown that one, but
whatever you got caught in your throat has made your voice.
It was from coughing out that beef. Okay, so then this one, is it 6 years? I have a 6-year. Yeah, that's this year. I'm making sure because I got two the same color.
We're going to get her some real glasses.
I've got two the same color.
Not just ones you look sexy in, but ones that actually work.
I've got a couple of people who have given me these little angel things. And one on the back says hope and one says peace. Aren't these like a Catholic thing? Like a Christopher?
They can be. Wilson says, congratulations, Mandy. I know it's not easy.
Thank you.
Miss Christie says he needs to tend to his wife and kid, don't you think? Well, whatever, you know.
The last one I wanted to show. So I always share this. It took me a very, very long time to get 30 days together, and I'm not even exaggerating. Naturally
Vain says, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Be proud of those. You're an inspiration, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, Paula, I thought that. I was like, that's just weird, you know, for a dude to say that about another dude. I would just like, okay. Sorry, I'm not trying to take your thunder.
No, I know. I'm still looking. Okay. So anyways, it took me a very, very long time to get.
Hey, Colleen, I see you. Hi, cute couple and everyone. Go ahead.
You're like, I'm sorry, I'm a legend. No. So like 30 days. So when I'm in a meeting gets 30 days together, they call that the blood chip, depending on what kind of meeting you go to. Sometimes you don't get anything, but where I went, it was the red chip was 30 days for 1 month. But let me say something. So it was coming back and coming back and coming back in those first days. And this guy, which he probably had more than one, I don't know, but there was this old guy that would come to the meetings. He had a big, long gray beard and a cane, and he had 33 years sobriety.
Wow.
And one time I went in there and I was like, you know, sharing that, you know, like I I can't get 30 days together. I know it's one day at a time, but I can't even make it, 20 days or whatever. And he gave that to me and he was like, I want you to keep this and you give it back to me when you get your year. And he passed away.
He passed away?
He passed away sober, but yeah, he was older.
Wow.
So I kept it in my pocket every time I came to the meeting, back and forth. And it wasn't too long before I hit a year. But I thought that was cool. So I've carried it around with me ever since.
Whoa. How do you pronounce that? That name right there. Oh, hold on.
I don't know.
But anyway, they said Mandi with the star. I was just going to call. I was going to give them, props for it, but I don't want to butcher the name. Is it?
Hey, Naturally Vain, thank you.
Tablefilo or something like that.
That's what I'm trying to.
I'm not trying not to.
No,
I'm trying not to butcher your name.
I don't know.
We see you though.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I had just been meaning to show you guys. I didn't want to take up a whole bunch of time, but I wanted to show you like the ones that I have. But somewhere I can't. The third and the fourth year, I have the AA chips, but I didn't get like the ones like the fancy ones or whatever. So I figure there's a reason for that, or I need to find it because I can't believe my sponsor wouldn't have given me those two.
I know one of the very first things we did, like we moved in together in August, and then in September was your birthday, your sober birthday. And I went to that with you, with your mom and your dad and your son.
Yeah. And it
was really cool.
It was funny because that was my home meeting, but what was going on in my life wasn't really on the forefront or whatever.
Yeah, this is true.
So just before that, the word kind of got out that I was divorced, and that one guy comes cruising over and he was
right in. He was like,
he came in, he goes, hey man, he goes, I heard you were going through a divorce. And I said, yeah. And he goes, man. And I was like, this is my boyfriend, Sean.
I was like, what's up, dude? And he was like, and he kind of
and I was like,
backed up.
Yeah, I was like, this is my boyfriend. And this guy was no bueno. No bueno.
But still, he really looked like he came waltzing over
sweet.
like he was going to do, and then you're like, that's my boyfriend. And you just saw him go, oh. And I'm like, hey, and he was like, hi, and then he
probably said, thinking to himself, he was, you know what, we're all who we are, but he was a classic addict.
Was he?
And when he was good, he was real good. When he was using, he was real bad. I mean,
wow.
He would try to con out of money. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yes. But anyways, that's cool. That's how that went down. My sponsor has she got sober. She got sober in April.
She's a cool chick.
When I was a month old, she got sober. And what's funny is where she got sober at the rehab in Austin, 2 blocks away was the hospital where I was born. So she was in the hospital doing the rehab thing in 1979, and I was being born. Isn't that crazy? If someone had said, just to let you know, that baby you just had, I'm going to be sponsoring her. And so like, no, not mine. And it's like, oh yeah, yours. And she's going to be something else.
No. That's a good observation.
Right? By the way, she's going to be something else.
Tablefilo says, a real man does not throw accusations about being a prostitute just because he dislikes them. No gentleman used that terminology. Yeah, I mean, it's odd. It was odd.
And then it called me, Tammy, and Trisha whores.
Yeah, the thing that he did was, anybody that knows him, whether they're his friend or not his friend, is he has a cycle. He has a cycle, and when he gets to, he has the nasty part of his cycle, and it comes out. Sometimes this time it happened to be at us, and it was because we told him to pound sand when he came into our chat. It wasn't from anything else other than he got his feelings hurt. And I mean, I know when I get my feelings hurt, I get mad, but you get your feelings hurt. This guy gets his feeling hurt, and he lashes out. And this is kind of the cycle. He'll come back as this nice person, peace-loving guy,
Christine. And
then he'll slowly start to lash out. That's what he did. But it was weird. It was funny.
It was a weird collection of when his actual, under his name, his post, when he told Sean, he's like, you act like you're some sort of hero. And it's like,
no, he said that.
No, he doesn't act like he's here. Other people think.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, He said they treat you like you're a hero only because you left Trisha or
Something like that.
And I was like,
Love you,
okay,
Trash
I mean,
Panda.
why are you mad at me about that? You know, anyway, it doesn't matter. I thought it was pretty funny.
You have to laugh. I was like, Sean, you're a whore.
I was like, I guess I am.
Yes.
Have you guys ever heard the Houdini song? You know, I'm a hoe. You know I'm a hoe.
I do
I
remember
rock
that.
3
He sent it to
different
me the other
freaks
day.
after every show.
I think that Sean was kind of flattered being called that.
I mean,
I think he got a little bit excited.
I'm going to own being a hoe.
Yeah, if I'm being called a whore, I'm like, maybe, but I wasn't your whore. Is that what the problem is?
That's what they say.
We go F a little bit, and then we get back on stream, then we go fuck a little bit. Anyway.
Lean in. Write this down. I'm going to say it again.
So
real
gross.
slow.
So nasty.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to hijack your panel and watch your numbers
We were being
plummet.
so positive.
Okay, let's go.
How do you know? Because I told you so.
That's right. Because I'm a hoe.
Well, you know, the other day when I said, I can't
do
think
you
of
know?
one thing that
Because I told
Kanye
you so.
West sings, and you were like, I ain't no gold digger. And I was like, oh,
I
I
ain't
do
saying
know that
she's
one.
a gold digger.
Yeah, and Kim Kardashian was not.
No.
She was like, you can dig for my gold all day long. I got lots more money than you do.
Yep. Kim Kardashian was like, I'm one girl that's got as much money as you. Maybe
And my
more.
sister has a
youngest-
multi-billion-dollar cosmetics
She was
business.
like the youngest billionaire ever. Not like inherited money. Like there's a lot of, you know, real young kids, Arab kids that have, you know, by proxy they're billionaires, right, because of their parents.
Mm-hmm.
But she was the first like self-made billionaire, the youngest
Yeah.
youngest self-made
Wow.
like what, 23
Yeah,
or
Christy.
something like that, 22 something
22
like
or
that.
23.
Yeah, that's incredible.
What was the, we're not going back to the subject, but with the troll that said, I went from, was it divorcing my husband? What was that one that said that?
You went
leaving-
from you went from a husband that cheats on you to a codependent. Yeah.
And cuck or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
I was like, wow, that's pretty intricate right there. You have your listening ears on.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it crossed my mind. I was like, what was that dumbass thing they said or whatever? Okay.
You got to remember,
He does.
I will never walk that path that I walked 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Thank
will
you,
never
Karen.
get that bad.
So Single Dad Life said that he and his kids are going to make a card for us.
Wow.
That would be badass.
It would be.
So the ones that we send back, yeah. Do they have Christmas stamps at the post office?
We only have the elves. And I don't know if that's a systemic problem throughout the country, but right now we have like a nativity stamp and we have the elf stamps. That's it. There's no
I like the
Santa.
elf stamps.
Yeah, I'll get them then. We have
Okay.
them. Some people don't like elves, but they're saying they're having a
really,
hard time
Levi?
marketing a Santa stamp because of all the cancel culture that's going
so
on.
messed
you
up.
know, and Santa's Santa.
Levi says, I was born the same year as her son. It was a very good year. What month? And it's so funny because now, like, for so long when I would talk about, you know, when I was born, I always felt like a baby. Like, especially because I became a mom at 18 and was born in 79. And, you know, it seems so, and now I'll say it and then this, you know, the newer generation is like, wow, that's a long time ago.
You know what I have a hard
But
time
it
with?
used to
though?
not be.
I have a hard time realizing that
Thank
that
you.
people don't all remember 9/11. Like, I mean, 9/11 was, 20 years ago, 20 some years ago. And even if you're 5 years old, your memory of it, I mean, even if you're, 25 years old, your memory of it, you're a child, a small child. And that was my 12th year in the military when that happened.
Yeah. My
So it
son
was
was
weird.
only a year old when it happened, probably coming up on 2. And he grew up seeing the footage and everything. He said it had a big reason part of why he joined the military.
See, I'm 53, and I've been, a big percentage, like I'd say over half of our military now, certainly weren't wearing the uniform then, none of them were. And there's very few of them that remember it. I mean, not very few, but there's a huge percentage that don't remember it. I kind of equate it to like Vietnam for me.
Yeah.
Because I was born in 69. I went to, and when I went to basic training in 1988,
Oh, wow,
it was
let it
only,
go.
in 1988, we were only about a dozen years removed from the last troops leaving.
Wow.
That was it. And
Let It Go says her first horrific news tragedy was the Kennedy assassination.
yeah, I'm not, I don't.
Everybody remembers where they were when that.
Yep.
Well, I
Except,
wasn't born,
well,
but
if you were born. But I think that some of the main things, what are some of the things that you'll always remember where you were when it happened? The 9/11's one. For me, Princess Diana, when
yeah,
she
me
died,
too. I know.
I remember exactly where I was when I heard that Princess Diana, and this is, I'm not comparing the two like they're on equal, but I remember because I'm a big fan of the Grateful Dead, I remember where Jerry Garcia was, where I was when Jerry Garcia, when I heard he died.
How did he die of drugs?
Well, his heart failure.
From drugs,
he was sober when he died, but just years and years of drug abuse. I was leaving PT on Fort Stewart.
The Challenger, I remember that.
Coming off of Fort Stewart on the one way, leaving PT when I heard it in the news.
Wow. That's incredible. The Challenger, I was in first grade. I remember when it happened. I was in school.
I think that was what?
Have to be 86.
85, I think.
85.
I think I was 10th grade. 10th grade when that happened?
I was in first grade.
Yeah, little did you know.
Very creepy, right, guys?
Did you know.
I was making craft box pizza when
Mandi.
Elvis died. Oh, wow. My girls made science every year after they made science when we were 9 and 12 years old. Oh, wow. Made inmates standing in the sidewalk 9 to 12 years old. That's very cool. Very cool. Yeah, people don't forget things like that. Or, what did Elvis die in 77?
70, what year? 74? 75?
1986. That's
when was it?
No, that was the Challenger. When did
Where's Presley when we need her here?
I know. I think it was in 70. I thought he died in 77. Am I not right?
I don't remember. Michael Jackson, when he died, a lot of people remember that. That was not that long ago.
But it's still.
But people remember when they heard the news and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I still remember. But I'm trying to think of. Trash Panda said, "Oh no." 77. That's what I thought.
77.
So, do you remember when he passed away? When Elvis passed away?
I would be 8.
You don't remember?
I don't remember it exactly. I remember it, but it wasn't as like profound to me.
It was probably music you didn't listen to.
No, I listened to it. I listened to it. God, you know, I grew up in a musical family. It was I remember how remarkable it was, how it impacted my aunts and uncles though that were older than me. So. Yeah,
Lisa is your age. She said, I remember. She remembers, and she's your age.
Yeah. I remember it, but I remember it but it didn't like leave a mark. Like, I don't remember exactly where I was, but I do remember how the news was when it happened.
Yeah.
Like when John Lennon was shot. Remember when John Lennon was killed?
Uh-huh.
That was another one.
One older woman had the audacity to say something year 3 that people want to forget. I don't understand. I don't understand what that means. Sean might. I was coming out of the orthodontist. My mom turned the radio on the news and she started crying. Yes, a lot of people remember their moms crying when they got the news. A lot of them. Bobby Kennedy.
Yes.
Yeah, the Kennedys have suffered a lot of tragedy. I was trying to figure out the other day, how old is Caroline Kennedy? Someone will. 911. I'm very confused. Oh, 9/11. Gotcha.
Oh, yeah,
Okay. Now I gotcha.
Yep.
Martin Luther King, 6J.
Martin Luther King, yes. Now, I wasn't born yet, but that was one that, any history book, any era of time, that is a big moment, that date, no matter what you believe, no matter what you study, how you study it, Martin Luther King, that was a sad day.
Yeah.
But
So definitely a tragedy. But I was trying to think of, I can't remember. No, it's okay, Wilson.
yeah, it's good. It's been a long day. I know.
I had just gotten married when Princess Diana died. I had no furniture. I was sitting watching TV. We were about to go to England. And at first when they announced it, they said she lived.
Yeah.
With minor bumps or whatever. And it was like, and then they were like, she died. And I remember thinking, she can't die.
Yeah.
She's too young. She can't die.
I was at Fort Stewart when
Wow,
Princess
Christy.
Diana died, and it was either late at night, like 11 or 12, or early in the morning when the news broke.
It was about midnight or 1
Yeah,
our
something
time.
like that.
Yeah,
And,
it was, I happened to be
cable TV wasn't as prolific in 95 and 96, 97 as it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, so at midnight, there wasn't a whole lot on TV except for like late night
Oh,
with
she's
whoever.
64. I would have thought she's older than that. Caroline Kennedy is 64.
So they cut everything. And they cut everything cut to the Princess Diana thing.
Yeah, it's very sad. She ended up kind of going down as immortal.
Well, she was whatever you thought of the royals, whatever you thought about whatever, she was a very popular woman.
She was very
was.
inspiring. She did a lot of causes that she was involved in that people didn't even realize that she did. Kate Middleton is now extremely involved in addiction awareness, which is very cool.
Meghan Markle too?
No, Meghan
Just
Markle
kidding.
is very invested in herself.
She's very invested in narcissism.
She goes, what cause do you want to support? Well, me.
Well,
Me, of course.
I'm glad you asked that because I'm going to tell you everything.
You're right.
that
It's
I
like,
think.
well, but your husband's endeavors, he's an extension of me.
That's right.
I
Let
don't.
me let me tell you how you need to ask me that
Chappaquiddick,
question.
yeah. H.G. Tudor, man, he annihilates Meghan Markle on the daily.
I know.
On the daily. Yeah, Princess Diana was just kind of she went, I remember, like, because she got married maybe a year after I was born or something like that. So I don't remember when she got married. But she went from this young, bashful, kind of mousy, whatever, like, to a sophisticated, but very damaged.
Right.
Very damaged.
Remember the
person.
movie that we were watching that we couldn't get through?
Oh, wow.
What was the movie that we were watching that about Princess Diana that we couldn't get through? It was horrible.
I think it was called Diana.
Was it called Diana?
And it was weird. It was like her images that in her. It was an indie film.
It was a very. I mean, the character. It was the very neurotic, like the mental, the mental illness that was perceived that Diana developed it. That it developed through not erotic, neurotic.
But it went into like how the royal family, when they get together for Christmas, whatever, they weigh, the person weighs them, like, and it's supposed to be just to see how much not a bad thing, just who ate the most.
But it's crazy.
And she didn't want to do it because she was very self-conscious of her weight. And but we didn't finish it because it was so weird.
We got about 45 minutes into it, and
I thought she was going to start sleeping with the seamstress, and I thought it was about to get really weird, which is fine, but I'm like, oh my gosh. You know what I mean?
Do you guys remember that movie? I'll look it up or something, but I got it. I rented it on Redbox because I knew Mandi was into the Royals, and we were in Texas, and it was to give us something to watch that night, and no, it wasn't.
Crown is good. We did watch some of The Crown. Yeah.
It wasn't what you thought it was, or me. And I was like, was this really this? Was she really this bad? Was she this? And you were like, but this isn't your typical movie about Princess Diana. This is a different spin on it.
The Crown is very good. No, she, it went into like more so her thought processes and what she thought about, like, when she was at a dinner that she wanted to jump up and run down the hallway and rip her pearls off. Stuff that never really happened.
But it was a real panic attack type stuff. Like holding back the mania and things like that. So
yeah, that was huge when she would hold hands with people with AIDS. Absolutely. That was huge.
Yeah.
She was not, and then walking through landmines.
the thing about what she would do, it was very profound, and but it was almost like it was, what's the word? She was being, obstinate almost. Like
Yeah.
she was,
They were kind of slamming her.
yeah. But I mean, like for her to do that period, I
Yeah.
mean, it was like she was going to be, like she'd do stuff that the family didn't agree with.
Yeah.
She'd take stands for stuff that they didn't agree with, and it was this obstinate side of her, this very stubborn kind of side that she had, and it came across to the rest of the world as remarkable, just and in a good way. So that was what I remember.
But and the biggest thing was when she passed and they were getting ready for her, her funeral, whatever. The queen wasn't speaking about it. Like she hadn't made her statement like to the people or whatever. And I don't think that she was going to be, her funeral wasn't going to be at Westminster, I don't think. And there was so much outrage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it was, I'm pretty sure. And the queen had to make a speech about how sad she was that she passed because
regardless of
people were mad.
Regardless of what she had done, and to buck the family tradition, England loved her.
Yeah,
they loved her, and that was tough, I think, sometimes for the rest of the family.
That's a very good question. What would she think of Harry's stance in general, kind of bucking against the royal family? I think that she probably would have a large amount of respect for that because of the fact that she realized how horrible it was.
Wilson, that's right, genuine. And so Wilson says, so were they slamming her in the movie? It wasn't really a slamming. It was just kind of a take, just about, and I guess what the idea was to show how mentally, whether it was her own or her own. Organic mental health, or what had happened to her through being in the royal family.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
It wasn't like a slap. It wasn't meant to slam her, to make her look bad. It was kind of weird though to watch. And Colleen, I saw you. Colleen says, I think my Vols are going to lose to Georgia. It's going to be a good game. And I said it earlier. I don't know if you were in the stream yet. But if we were playing this in Knoxville, I'd be worried. I mean, I know that Georgia finally got over the hump and beat Alabama in the national championship, but
yes,
Georgia is so good at home. They're so good in Athens, and that's where the game's going to be, so I'm pretty confident. But I hope you're right. I hope the Vols do lose.
Yeah, the queen softened at the end. She did the right thing with the elaborate funeral. It's what the people wanted. Mm-hmm. Tony Blair told the queen she better do something because she was the boy's mother. Yep, absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely. And nobody knew quite the extent of how horrible Charles had been to her, like disrespectful, and how to the extent. But we started to know.
Right.
We started to know.
Yep.
She should have just let him marry Camilla to begin with when she was still.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they ended up together anyway, but then Prince Harry and William wouldn't be here.
I think the other thing about Diana that was remarkable is that she never really went on record slamming the family, even when her divorce, even when they were estranged. She kept it pretty classy.
Yeah, the only thing in the one interview she did when they said asking about their marriage, and she said, well, there was 3 of us. Yeah, I don't like Meghan Markle either. There was 3 of us. It was a crowded marriage, and meaning Camilla.
Yeah.
And that was that.
I mean, and that's the thing about it. I mean, we all know that, all the scandals with, families of power, the Kennedys or whatever, all those dudes have affairs and stuff like that. But it was almost like Charles, Camilla was it was there. It was in the open and everybody knew it. And I think that was the disrespect. It's like, look, dude, you kind of flaunt that around when you're married to me. And that's what she meant. And that's what kind of sucked.
It was not, did her in. Look, Do y'all ever see your cat sleeping like all whatever and you just have to go pick them up? Because then you pick them up and they kind of stretch in your arms and they'll snuggle you for a few minutes. This is little boy right here.
He's about a year old now, a little bit more than a year.
This is little boy.
He's a big boy.
Hey, Logan. Look at him. He's
Hey,
like,
Logan.
you've gotten enough of me. Look. Say
He's
hi,
like,
Scott.
I did not agree to
I
be
know.
on camera.
I love that when they're asleep and you kind of go up slowly and you pick them up under their arms and they stretch. Look, he's mad now.
He is mad. Sawyer's down there sleeping.
I do too. The fact that the damage that has been done to the relationship between her sons, yes, absolutely, she'd find. But I think that she would put the kibosh on it and say,
I think that
you can't do this with each other.
Or I think she'd be mom. I think that she would have done wonders for Harry with Megan, with his situation. He could use his mom right now with the situation that I believe that he's in, because I mean, it doesn't matter. You can be of upper middle class American, you can be a royal, and it doesn't matter. When a narcissist gets you, they try to destroy you. They want everything from you.
That takes it to a whole new level, isolating you from your family.
Yeah.
The
family, like, not like from your family, but the family.
I got his kitty cat hair. And you're like, and they're like, we don't need to live there. We don't need them. And he's like, but I'm a prince. I don't care what you are.
Yeah, I mean, but that's my family. Your family sucks. I mean, I get it. I understand. So, but they're still my family.
I am your wife.
I am your wife. Yeah, but that's.
About Charles and
that's my
exactly.
brother
and
my dad. And your dad sucks. I know he sucks, but he's still my dad.
And Camilla was at the wedding. They've got footage of Charles kind of glancing over at her, like I'm sorry, the woman, not that it's about looks, because not a whole lot can be said about him, Charles, but Camilla was like, she was hideous.
Yeah.
She was hideous. And then, it's just crazy. Cray. He's like, what? He's like, what'd I do?
So, you guys come over here and I have to sleep by your feet. Sawyer, did you say hi to everybody tonight?
He's like, I'm going to go night-night. I'm excited because tomorrow you work and then you're off.
Yeah, so tomorrow night, when we go live, it might be...
Oh, how tacky, Colleen. Really? She helped her pick it? It was beautiful.
Yeah, I don't have to roll out of bed at dark 30 on Saturday, so maybe we'll have fun.
We'll have fun. We're going to go to this breakfast place that I like that I haven't been to in a while because I got burned out on it. Some of you may know it. It's called Waffle House.
Waffle House.
I like their steak and cheese scramble. Do any of the rest of you, without being too detailed, when you it's that time for you females?
What do you mean? I'm just kidding.
I was like, no, because I'm not gonna.
Did you see? I wanted someone take a screenshot of when she looked at me.
Do you get starving the first couple of days? Because it's the last couple of days I've been so hungry, and that's not normally like me.
You don't look any different. You still look beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, look at the camera. Sometimes when we're live,
it is amazing.
I like to just look at the camera, look at her looking in the camera. To give the troll some attention. I've seen a comment where they're like, look at first when we first got together, it was Sean, she looks at Sean expectingly and he hardly ever makes eye contact with her. And then now it's she looks at Sean all the time. She seems like she's intimidated, and Sean, it's like, make up y'all's mind about us, It's like,
do you really look at someone when you're intimidated?
I mean, you got to see
the opposite.
They're like, she's always looking for his approval before she talks and this and that. I'm like, Mandi is not that. Mandi never. She's gonna. I mean, we're a team, but she doesn't have to ask for approval.
I eat everything and still hungry. I heard you burn an extra 500 calories the first day. So, if you're going to eat a big Philly cheesesteak, the first day is the day to do it. I don't know why I said Philly cheesesteak of all things. You know what I mean? Why did I pick Philly cheesesteak?
Because I don't like them, maybe? I don't know.
You do like them.
I don't like them with the green onions.
Like the peppers or whatever.
The green peppers. And the thing is that's the whole thing. If you take green peppers out of a Philly cheesesteak, what is it? It's like a roast beef and
steak melt.
cheese. Yeah,
Something
steak
like
melt.
that.
Yeah.
Something came across there that I didn't see down here. Hold on. My daughter's husband tells me. Oh, and the chocolate. Yeah, that's funny. This one, Little Bit Elias.
Hey, I haven't seen Little Bit in a long time.
Hey, it's okay. I come in. Do you remember me?
I do Little Bit. Yeah, you're welcome here.
You know who doesn't pay? Who is it? I don't know who it is.
Little Bit has been around for a while. She do you still do your do you do your vlogs still? Because I know she was doing she had vlogs and stuff like that.
Isn't that what they call was Queen Elizabeth's nickname, and then they named the daughter that too?
Maybe.
No, I think that's Little Bit.
Little Bit. Huh. But yes, of course you can be here.
Come on in. I don't know who you are. It's
I
okay
do.
though.
I remember.
It's okay.
I remember. Yeah.
I just when I saw the name, it made me think of I thought it was someone who came saying, "No, I love my parents" or something, because I thought it was Meghan Markle's daughter. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what threw me off. Not who it was. I just thought it was a play on words. But now I'm straight.
Yeah, I do know you.
We let most people come in.
Yeah,
we don't. We're not.
There's a couple like basic little things that we don't like, but really, anyone can come in here. There's like
and chill out with us.
I could count. Don't even have enough fingers. I mean, I wouldn't run out of fingers counting the 2 or 3 people that aren't welcome here or something like that. Other than that, independent on the day.
Yes. She was an
avid
TT supporter, but she's also a sweetheart. Okay.
Yes, she is. She was. And
did she learn the hard way too?
I don't know because she gave her more chances than most. I know that. Okay. And when I left out of there, she still was kind of giving her a chance. So that's kind of where we parted ways. But
Let It Go says, "Oh, gross." I don't know what she means it about. She might be talking about Philly cheesesteaks with no peppers, or she might be talking about.
But anyway, Little Bit's welcome here, Elias. And I know that she has a YouTube channel that she just talks about her life and things.
I will have to check that out. But I'm still a bit confused, but I'll sort it out.
Yeah.
Right?
But you know what
happens? I'm gonna look like I'm asking him.
What happens? Yes, right? Is that good? No, you can't.
Is that good for you?
You can't. No, we're not going to talk about that. I think that one thing that happens when you come into our chat, though, is some of the folks in the chat are wary. They're leery. But that's just the way it is. I mean,
you kind of have to take your lumps or have it out or block. You know, you gotta do whatever. I don't have anything else to say about that.
No, we move on to the next thing.
Yes.
Is the game on? Is the World Series on still?
The next thing, so I don't keep yawning soon, is going to be that we'll tell them, we'll bid everybody adieu, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll bid.
But not yet.
Let me see real quick. Because, see now, once again, if Presley was here, she'd tell me the score.
She must be at work. She must be at work. Hey, Paula's saying hello. Paula says hello, hello.
So what we got right now is Houston 2, Phillies 1 in the bottom of the 5th. I'm sorry, guys. I should be pulling for the Phillies because they're in the Braves division. And as much as I'm not supposed to like Bryce Harper, I do like him. But it'd be okay if Houston beats them. I'm just saying.
Houston, we have a problem. That's a Luke Combs song.
Yep. What?
Paula's funny.
And then on Thursday Night Football, the undefeated Eagles are tied with the 1-win Texans. And but that's on Amazon TV, which I don't get.
I think we do have Amazon TV.
Well, we'll have to figure it out later.
We'll have to figure it out. So, big announcement. Christmas card exchange. Oh, there's Presley. Just got here. Houston 2, Phillies 1.
See, I told you.
That's
if she was here.
How are you, Presley?
my
Paul
God.
is so funny. Remember when Make It by Mandy was like, and Paul was like,
I know.
okay. And that was funny. Anyway, I think it's funny. We are relaxed. We do have fun. We've changed gears quite a bit from where we were going for a while because it just doesn't freaking matter. And we'd much rather have interesting conversations with you guys, stress-free.
That's right.
A zebra can't change its stripes.
But no, a zebra doesn't change the stripes. But the people that hang around the zebra can go and find other people to hang around with. And
Zebras are pretty.
they are pretty. Paula says, I trust your judgment, Sean. Thank you.
Verlander is hot tonight with strikeouts. Okay. Did you see the Crown 1 made today? The Crown I made today. No.
See,
I'm going to have to come take a look at that.
Yeah. We'll go over there and take a look at it. See, we come in tonight. We came in, and it was close to 7 before we converged on the house and took care of everything. And Mandi went in there, and I took a bath. And Mandi, who has to do absolutely nothing to herself to make herself look pretty, wanted to go in there and put makeup on and curl her hair. And
You're so sweet.
By the time we sat down, we really
waves.
we really hadn't seen much of anything yet today.
No, this beach wave curling iron.
Presley said Harper's up to bat.
It's like you have see. That's what I'm saying. It just you got to have it exactly right, or you got to throw it up. That's how it is.
A little bit. It's cool. You can come hang out with us, and we're here.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know enough about.
But you just have to warm up to the people that are here because they know more about what goes on over there than we do. So that's why everybody recognized you when you came into this chat. And so I'm sure you'll warm up to us.
Everybody usually does.
Yeah, normally.
We don't make too many people mad, right?
No, well, we make a few people mad, but there are already people who are mad.
They're angry elves.
We bring their mad out.
Welcome to see that.
And then
that usually happens.
when that happens, one grown man calls another grown man a whore.
Because men can be whores too.
Men can be whores too.
But the thing said he put Mandi, ATX, Sean, Tammy, whore. Like he called like categorically everyone. Everybody.
But it's like if I was sitting there at work and my coworker next to me just wheeled his chair back and said, "Hey, Sean, you're a whore." I'd be like, right on. I mean,
yeah, I don't understand.
I have had my moments. I have had my laps around the track. And if that makes me a whore, then I'm Mandi's whore. Yep.
And I'm his whore.
And it's okay.
Deadpool at 47. They were in a Deadpool. What about the ninja costume at the car lot in the snow? That was noteworthy, and nobody has that picture anymore. The samurai on the car lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I
just want to see the picture.
He came into the community through me. That's how he came into the community. And I just tried to tell him, you just be people's friends. Just chill out and be their friends. But some people just have a cycle of whatever. So anyway. Yeah. You know, like when you're about to say something you don't want to say and that something, the power, the Holy Spirit grabs your mouth and just shuts it for you?
Yes.
That's what's happening.
Yes. It's just not worth the time.
Yep. Miss Christie said, yep, I remember that, right? I mean, that's the thing with anybody here that has been here for a while is everybody, when somebody tries to take the righteous road or the high road, everybody remembers what you've done, and in the last 5, including me, right? I've always said, I say it about every so often that I'm extremely fortunate and grateful that the DC was still receptive to me and whatever. But everybody remembers ATX and what she's been through and what she's done or what she said, Everybody knows Sean. Everybody knows Paula. Everybody knows anybody, any name that you can put up there.
Thank you, Paula.
We remember, right? So, I mean, this community was, born born and raised and thrives on fuckery. That's what it is,
when
you know?
When
People
people
don't
say,
forget
I'm
that.
just so tired of the drama community is going to hell. I'm so tired of the toxicity. I'm like, then go to the unicorns and butterflies community.
The Holy
drama community is not for you.
Right.
But the unicorns and butterflies community is probably every bit as bad.
But I don't think, like, if I all of a sudden,
real.
if I, you know, was just all of a sudden I take my Tomahawk Sean channel and I start going in a direction of the mending ways with everybody and this and that, and, you know, turning over to new, you know, and this and that, and people be like, motherfucker, we remember what you did. We remember. And then about every 3 months, I just get on there and just start cussing and screaming at somebody.
If you started handing out marital advice to people who had problems in their marriage, they'd
Right.
be like, oh my God.
Yeah. It'd be like if I was like, look, I'm here for marriage counseling and everybody can call me. And if you're having problems, come talk to me because I've got it all figured out. You guys be like, dude, you're a whore. What are you talking about? You are a whore. Right?
Right.
So,
or if
anyway.
you said, if you have trouble dealing with if you want to know how to deal with a difficult wife, come ask me. They'd be like, you didn't know how to deal with no difficult wife?
On the other hand.
Right? Am I right?
That's right. They'd be like, you know. Anyway, but on the other hand, if you want to talk about somebody that, a male, you know, a flaming heterosexual male energy that's been through the ringer and knows what it's like to be doxxed and knows what it's like to go through it, I'm your guy. Knows what it's like to have to go to court and what to do, I'm your guy.
And you know all about his medical records.
Yeah.
You can help him if you need help with, like, if you can give him some advice on, what is it, GERD?
Oh, GERD, yeah, that, you know, GERD.
But you haven't had it in a while.
No, it's been a long time. That's,
So
you know,
that's one of the things that got read.
Coming up, and did she read that?
I think so, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I had a little problem with GERD for a while. I sure did.
So if anybody has any advice,
I think we should just send my colonoscopy results over there, and
there's at least a copy of it.
Yeah,
we do need to find the DD214.
that's true.
I'm like, well, since there's a copy in existence, maybe just hold it just right and we can scream.
You see how this goes, folks? When people start to come at us or whatever, try to drag us or whatever, it ends up being like, oh, how cute.
Yeah, you can't really.
We're gonna drag him because he's this. Aw, poor you.
My stupid self took.
Come on, little feller, try a little harder.
I took a picture of bath soaps and stuff, and you could see me right in the freaking reflection of the faucet.
Right.
Had no idea, but as soon as it got out, I was like, well, that sucks.
And the thing was, it was like,
but whatever.
I mean, but that's.
But I mean, you know, it happens. You have to just accept it and move on.
When a big girl starts to fat shame Mandi, it's
yeah,
like,
but I mean,
woo, big girl.
But I mean, when you're like, wow, I guess I should have double checked that. But then you can't get like, how mortified can you get? You took the picture, your dumbass took it yourself. I know. you did it, you know, whatever. So that's kind of funny. The first person who sent it to me was like the thing I was like, wow, that sucks. Oh, well.
And the thing was, is it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad, but I was in a brawl.
But people that don't like you are going to grab for anything.
Oh, it was absolutely the creme de la creme if you didn't like me. That was the ultimate. Yeah. That was the be all end all for that period of time. You're like, look at this. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but, you know, I took one good look at that picture and I was like, yeah, I'll hit that.
We love you guys.
Yeah,
but we are going to wash up and go to bed, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Yep.
Thank you for sitting with
Trash
us.
Panda, yes. Don't cause any more trouble, okay?
I know. I'm trying to see what no, hold on. They were answering Karen. I wanted to see that.
Oh, here.
Well, it's easier for me to see it over there. Oh, she'd love to see her husband's reaction if someone called him a whore. Karen's husband.
It's weird,
He'd be like, what?
I mean, it's one thing if somebody like, I don't know. There's just such a it's just a double standard, you know. And I really get weirded out if I get called a whore.
Or Dior.
Thank you, Christy.
Thank you, Christy. You're so kind. Thank you. That's
yeah.
awesome.
I mean, if you it's just weird. You're a whore.
It's not
Oh.
really an insult, I guess.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
not
To
really
me,
an
it's
insult.
like, I am. What's the criteria
It's
for
very
that?
strange also for a man to call another man that to me
I think
is,
that is the cringiest thing. I
Right.
mean, every once in a while, you know, an ex or somebody like your ex's friend or somebody are mad at you and taking up for their friend and said, "You're just, you know, you're a whore. You're this. You're that. Blah blah blah." But when another man goes, "Dude, you're a whore," yup. It's
it's
kind of like,
so weird.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It doesn't show stability.
I'm gonna go over here and eat a Big Mac then and be a whore. We'll see.
Thank you
We'll
guys.
see
Y'all have a good night.
Have a
Bye.
great night. Bye.
Hold on.